Hey guys, how's it going? Brandon here and welcome back you guys to another Pokemon team builder. Today we have Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver around Feraligatr. Now of course, before any video I'd like to say please make sure you subscribe and click the like button, turn notifications on so you don't miss any future team builder related content. Only 90% of you actually watching this video are subscribed to the channel. It is free, doesn't cost you a penny to just click that red subscribe button and it absolutely helps me out a ton. Quick disclaimer is where to say that this team is opinion based. If you want to change anything about these teams, then go ahead and do so. I'm giving you guys just a basis of things that are usable. A reminder of the rules that we don't use Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver. No trade evolutions, no version exclusives, no stone evolutions, and of course I encourage you to use HM slaves as well. But if you do change anything about this team, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below and let me know your teams as well. I like to interact with you guys as much as possible in the comments. It's good for the algorithm. But without further ado, let's get into the team. Of course, up first we have the mighty Feraligatr, the best starter out of the three in my personal opinion. Just with base 105 physical attack with the adamant nature, this thing hits like an absolute truck. Base 100 defense as well, with 85 HP means this thing can take a hit fairly well. I would understand if you wanted to put the jolly nature on this thing just to boost up that 78 speed, but I think in game it does just about do enough that it doesn't warrant needing that jolly nature. Probably if it was around 75 I'd say yes, but I feel like with a little bit of EVs and a little bit of other side of it, I think the nature does, the adamant nature just does it justice because of how hard this thing hits. A moveset of Waterfall, Ice Fang, Crunch and Earthquake, all physical hard hitting moves with a really nice range of coverage, does this thing a world of good. Earthquake on this thing just hits things really hard, deals with those electric types. Ice Fang deals with those grass types. Crunch for the pesky psychic types that are hanging around, obviously Stab. Waterfall, this thing is of course your starter. The alternatives this time around, I've gone with Gyarados. As I spoke in the last team builder, Gyarados is arguably one of the best water types in the game. And then you have two of the other probably best water types in the game within special attacking Starmie for a more offensive, or Slowbro if you're more of a bulky offense kind of player. Of course the Torrent ability is the standard. This thing's also really nice because you get it at level 30. It is, I think, the earliest evolving starter in the entire series. Level 30 if I'm not mistaken. You might want to correct me in the comment section below. Level 18 to Croconaw, which is kind of annoying, but then only 12 levels later you get the mighty Feraligatr. We know how good this thing is. We've used it all multiple times. It's brilliant. It's our starter. It's Feraligatr. On to Pokemon number 2 and another hard-hitting physical attacker in Heracross with the moveset of Mega Horn, Brick Break, Aerial Ace and Shadow Claw. Once again, a really nice range of coverage. Mega Horn and Brick Break being your stab, really hard-hitting physical moves. Aerial Ace, fighting types, being able to deal with those, even though you're not weak to them, you can counter them quite nicely. Other bug types as well. Shadow Claw to counter those psychic types that you really don't want to run into. Just keep this thing away from any flying types itself. Adamant nature as well, like I say, base 85 speed I feel like in-game is really enough, and this thing has base 125 physical attack. This thing hits so hard in-game, so hard. Really decent defense as well, 95 special defense, 75 defense is fine, and 80 HP again is pretty box standard, but it is fine. Plus this thing has the Guts ability. If you really wanted to run Guts and chuck Facade on this thing, even if you can get Facade in this game, it's probably like a Battle Tower TM knowing my luck. Yeah, if you wanted to get this thing, if this thing's poisoned or burnt or paralyzed, that attack skyrockets, and this thing, it just hits so hard, and you get it really early on, and it's just really useful for multiple different gyms because of the coverage it gets. It's just really solid. You get it on Route 28, you will need to headbutt some trees to get this. The alternatives, its counterpart, obviously Pinsir, if you want a hard-hitting bug type. Special bug type in Venomoth, which we saw previewed in the last team build, which I've already talked about being really solid special attacker and really good coverage. And we've also got Primeape, because you guys know how much I love Primeape and actually how good it is in game. This thing's really solid, really underrated. That's 40 special attack you're not going to be worrying about. That's why we've got the adamant nature. It hits so hard, it outspeeds things at 85. If you wanted to run Jolly, again, I fully understand why you want to, just to guarantee outspeeding and hitting really hard. It's a solid team member. It's Heracross. On to Pokemon number 3, you guys, and we have Nidoqueen. Now, if you run a 1 Nidoking, go ahead, go for it. I didn't put in the alternatives just because all of you love Nidoking, and I just refuse to put it in just to prove a point because I'm that stubborn bastard. Yeah, I've gone with Nidoqueen. Before you also butcher me in the comments because I said no stone evolutions, you can actually find 1 Moonstone in the ruins of Alph, which is the reason why this thing is actually accessible. Really fun moveset of Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, Surf and Dragon Pulse. Again, coverage on this team is ridiculous. You cover so many bases with this team. Modest Nature, I know it's got more physical attack, but Modest Nature just because it prefers that moveset. Really bang average stats across the board. It's not really weak in any department. Nidoqueen at 16, then to Nidorina, and then Nidoqueen with the Moonstone. Poison Point ability, again it can poison things just for that little bit extra residual damage. Route 35, your alternatives are Physical Muck, Golem, and Steelix for those ground types as well. Of course I could chuck Nidoking in there as well. It's pretty much its counterpart. You know the drill by now. This thing's really underutilized. I think its defenses warrant it being a really good in-game mon. Bulky offense in-game just does work. Because you don't take much damage, you deal decent amount of damage back because you've got decent attacking stats, especially with a Modest Nature. You've got decent attacking stab. If you're hitting super effectively, you're going to do damage no matter what. And it's a great mon, and it really should be used more. I feel like it gets overlooked by Nidoking, so that's why I'm being stubborn and putting it in this team. It's great. Please give it a go instead of its counterpart. It's Nidoqueen. Pokemon number 4 then, you guys, and I can already see the comment section going mad. We have Jynx. I refuse not to use this mon, simply because the lack of mons actually available in these games is actually a thing. Trust me, it took me a while to put these teams together, and this thing just destroys Lance. It destroys things late game. The pesky dragons late game just aren't a problem when you have this thing on your team. Yes, I'm not running a Stab Psychic type move because it doesn't get a Stab Psychic type move until post game. It's the only downside, and the fact that if you poke it, it dies. But yeah, looking at the alternatives, obviously Espeon, we talked about in the last team builder, Alakazam is there as well. If you want a different ice type, Mamoswine is also a great alternative as well. The alternatives are there for all of you that hate Jynx. Just use something else. You don't have to use it, it's just there. You get it on the ice path. Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, Water Pulse, Focus Blast. Again, the coverage in this team is ridiculous. Ice Beam, Stab, Shadow Ball, really hard special attacking move to deal with ghost types. Water Pulse, why not? Deals with rock types. Focus Blast, why not? Deals with steel types. Just, I love the coverage in this team. I really do. There's certain aspects about each team that I really enjoy, and this team, just the amount of coverage that we covered was just ridiculous. And the fact that I was able to do it with 1 TM apiece was just really satisfying and really fun. I love Jynx. I've put it in multiple team builders before. I think it's underrated. I understand why people don't like to use it. It is frail on the physical side. Its design is a bit meh. But if you don't care about that, if you care about just a really solid mon that's there to do a job, which is to hit hard based on 15 special attack with a Modest Nature, this thing will do wonders for you. It's our 4th team member. It's Jynx. On to Pokemon number 5 then, you guys, and did someone say we need more coverage? Because guess what? We have more coverage. We have Lickilicky. You know I love a good meme. This thing is the epitome of a really good meme. Look at that belly. This man's got Bluetooth Wi-Fi. He's ready to connect. He's ready to smash. Hyper Beam, Surf, Thunderbolt, and Flamethrower. Modest Nature to boost up that 8 special attack. Because let's be honest, let's boost it up. Why are we boosting that up? Because this thing has base 110 HP and 95 defenses. You put that with potions, this thing doesn't die. It doesn't die, and it has your coverage. It has Stab Hyper Beam. It has Thunderbolt for your non-electric type on this team. It has Flamethrower for your non-fire type on this team. It's amazing. I love it. Its alternatives are Miltank, Taurus, and Ambipom. All 3 are really, really solid alternatives, and actually all 3 of them hit really hard. Normal type in this game is actually really, really good. It only has 1 weakness. More people should realise normal type is very, very good in terms of coverage and weaknesses, because it's only weak to 1 thing, and it can hit a lot of things super effectively through coverage. Remember to teach your Licky Tongue rollout, because the second you learn rollout, which is level 33, it will evolve into a Lickilicky, and then obviously get rid of rollout for probably Hyper Beam or Surf or whatever. Yeah, this thing's great. Own Tempo, we've got Oblivious, we've got Own Tempo, we've got all these different abilities. This thing can't get confused, Jynx can't get infatuated, all these different abilities. Please, give this thing a go. You will be surprised, because I think look at it. Just look at it. Tell me you don't want to walk around with that thing stood next to you. Like, genuinely, I think it'd be great. It's our 5th team member. It's Lickilicky. On to Pokemon number 6, and have you had fun with the coverage? Because now it's time to just go smash. Our final team member is the mighty Dragonite. This thing, I've spoken about Dragonite for many years. We all know this thing. It's a pseudo. It gets Dragon Dance, which means it just wins. The only downside I would say is Stab Fly. You can either run Wing Attack, so you don't have to have a 2-turn move. And then Dragon Rush, because it doesn't get Dragon Claw till late on, and the TM is post-game. It's the only downsides to it, but what makes up for it? It has base 134 physical attack with an adamant nature, because base 8 speed is fine. It has base 100 special defense. It has 91 HP and 95 defense. This thing's great. It's Dragonite. I don't think I need to talk about this thing for 2 minutes. You get it in the Dragon's Den after beating Claire and answering all the questions. You get Dratini, or you can get it earlier on in the game corner. It's up to you. I prefer the one in Dragon's Den just because the XP curve that needed to get the Dragonite is quite exclusive and it's quite difficult. So I would rather get the Dratini quite late on when I know I can go to high level trainers and places instead of having to constantly grind during the game to keep Dratini up and Dragonite up to scratch. The alternatives this time around are Fearow. I know a lot of people like to use the Fearow that you get given as a gift because of the XP curve. Dodrio, that looks like it's spelt wrong. It probably isn't. I hate that mod in terms of spelling, but really good in game. We've spoken about it in game. Drill Peck. Tri-Attack's actually special in this gen, but you'd probably run Return instead. Return, Drill Peck, Steel Wing sort of thing. And speaking of Steel Wings, we also have Skarmory, because Skarmory is a great in-game mon because Steel type is really, really good in-game. And will be really solid for you. But yeah, Dragon Rush, Fly, Dragon Dance, and Fire Punch for those pesky ice types. Just watch out for those rock types because we've really got nothing to deal with other than a Dragon Rush. But if you're at +1, just may hope that you don't miss and you should just absolutely knock it out. It's our 6th team member. It's the monster that is Dragonite. Alright then you guys, so that is going to be it for our team based around Feraligatr. Let me quickly run through that team one more time for you. We have Feraligatr, Heracross, Nidoqueen, Jynx, Lickilicky, and Dragonite. If you have enjoyed this video, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button and like with notifications turned on. Make sure to let me know your thoughts on the team in the comments section below. If you plan to use it, what teams you plan to use through Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Next up, of course, is going to be Meganium, so keep your eyes peeled on for that if you want to hear it and see it straight away. Of course, like I said, you need to be subscribed with notifications turned on. I hope you have a blessed day, everyone. Take care of yourself, take care of each other as well, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!